Hi, my name is Phoenix. I'm the College Success Professor. I teach college students all the things that they don't cover in the college classroom about what you need to know in order to get the most benefit from your college experience so that you can graduate on time and on purpose. In this video, I'm going to be talking about why you won't graduate in 4 years. The 4-year graduation rate is a myth. And most students take more than 4 years to actually graduate from college. So if you're interested in hearing all about why that is, then stay tuned. The first reason that students don't graduate in 4 years is due to motivation. All too often, students go to college because there's really no viable other option. Either you join the military, you get a minimum wage job, or you go to college. And oftentimes when you just go to college because there's no other viable option, you don't have the motivation to be pursuing a specific goal or a specific thing that you're trying to pursue. So when you are going to college, it's important to think about what are the big things that you want to accomplish as a college student. What are the big events that you want to experience? What types of experiences do you want to have while you're in college? And even more importantly, what is your ultimate goal from getting your degree? If you haven't thought about these things, if you haven't given any real consideration about the purpose of your degree, the motivation behind you going to college and getting a degree, then when it gets hard, and it will get hard either through academic challenges, personal challenges, or just life in general, you won't have the motivation to keep going. So the number one reason that students don't get through college, and many other students actually drop out after the first semester or the first year, is because they haven't figured out what is their motivation, what is their big goal, what is their big why for why they're in college. So that is number one. The other main reason that students don't graduate from college in 4 years is money. Money is the number one factor why students don't graduate in 4 years. The financial planning that needs to happen when you get your financial aid award letter and you get your grants, you get your scholarships, you get your loans, and any other additional money that is going to go towards your college cost. Unfortunately, after all of that money is taken into consideration, you usually still have a balance, and that balance does need to be paid in order for you to continue to go to college. Too often, college students start college knowing that they have a balance on their account, but they haven't made a plan for how they're going to pay that balance. And then when it's time to register for the next semester, they have a hold on their account and they're not able to continue pursuing their education. Then you have to stop going to college, raise some money, and then go back to college. This cycle continues for many semesters, which makes it so difficult for students to graduate in 4 years, especially if you've chosen a college that is really out of your price range and you can't afford to pay on a 4-year basis. So that is the number one reason why students do not graduate in 4 years. They haven't budgeted for, or they haven't chosen a college that they can really afford, and they haven't made a plan for how they're going to pay for it. Another reason why students aren't able to graduate in 4 years is that they can't get their momentum going, either through what we just discussed about due to financial challenges and not being able to continue semester after semester, or because they had to retake a class that they failed, or they didn't pick the institution that was the best fit for them before and they had to transfer. Students lose momentum, and when you lose momentum, you can lose motivation. So when it's important for you to be able to go semester after semester and gain all of that knowledge and experience on a regularly recurring basis, it's often difficult when that opportunity stops, when you have to take a semester off, when your support team is no longer there, or when you need to build new relationships and you have the additional stress and anxiety of either having to pay for college, or maybe you haven't chosen correctly with regard to the school or your major. So that is another reason why students do not get through college in 4 years. And so as we talk about majors, that is another big reason why students don't graduate in 4 years. It's the major decision. It's the major selection process. When you are applying to college, many students are not really invested or really focused or know much about what the major that they've chosen, and most students do change their major after they've had an opportunity to take some classes or to get a little bit more information about it. Changing your major in college can be costly and cost you additional credits. For example, different majors have different academic requirements, and if you wait too long to change your major or decide on a major, it can make you stay in class longer, and it can make your college going experience even longer than it has to be. Also, when people choose majors that are really difficult and they're not really academically prepared, or they haven't had the academic background or the prerequisites in order to be successful in that major, you may have to take additional classes to build up your math skills or your science skills or your language skills so that you can be successful in that class. So, having a major that is not a good fit for you can cause you to go to school for a longer period of time. So my advice in dealing with that is do as much research, do as much planning, take as much time as you need to carefully consider your major and make sure it's a really good fit for you so that it doesn't take you longer than it needs to in order to graduate from college. And finally, most importantly, the other factor that makes students not graduate in 4 years is mindset. Students who have those self-limiting beliefs, self-sabotage, self-doubt that gets in their way of being successful in college. The fear of failure, the fear of success, just having negative mindsets can inhibit you from having a successful semester. I often say college is often a mindset game. There are many obstacles and many challenges that you have to go through, and you have to have the right mindset in order to keep going and keep persevering. That's the other thing that I wanted to talk about, which is grit. And grit is basically the idea that you're able to persevere, you're able to get through challenges no matter how hard they are. You may get an F in an exam, you may fail a class, you may have an obstacle that you have to overcome, but that does not deter you from your overall goal of getting your degree. Having grit is so important, especially when it comes to having a college success mindset. It's also important to have a growth mindset when you're in college. Oftentimes, students have a really optimistic idea of what college is going to be like, and then when their ideas about what college is going to be like don't really come true, they're really demotivated, have a really overly optimistic idea of what college is going to be like. And when those realities of college starts coming to fruition, students get really disappointed and they don't have an opportunity to think differently. Having a growth mindset can help you in college because it's so important to think that you're able to learn different things, you're able to learn how to do things that you didn't know how to do before, like learning how to study, learning how to write better, learning how to do the required level of math that's required for your major. So having a growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset, thinking that, you're born with the level of math that you're able to do, you're just really good at this or you're really good at that. So having a growth mindset is so important in college, as well as having these resilient, grit-minded beliefs so that you can be successful despite whatever hardships may come. So those are the 4 reasons why students do not graduate in 4 years. So hopefully this information has helped you and will help you plan better for your college experience so that you can graduate on time and on purpose. If you've enjoyed this video, definitely give me a thumbs up. And watch some of the other videos on this channel to see how else I can help you to graduate on time and on purpose. Thanks for watching.